Right now on News 4 at 11, a ref takes a hit during a championship game at SUNY Broome. Now an ECC player could face charges.
And it was a seasonably cold weekend finally after 60s and 70s last week. I'm tracking another brief warm-up on the way to start the week coming up in your 4 forecast.
Plus, rallying for their rights. Hundreds gather in Buffalo to support the transgender community after the Trump administration's bathroom policy reversal. Hear from those directly impacted by the change.
Live in high definition. This is Western New York's news leader. Now, News 4 at 11.
Civil rights in this country are under attack from all kinds of different directions, and an attack on one group of people is an attack on everybody.
More than 100 people rallied for transgender rights outside City Hall today. This comes after the Trump administration reversed the transgender bathroom policy for students last week. Good evening, everyone. The Obama-era federal guidelines said students should be able to use bathrooms that align with their gender identity. News 4's Angela Christoforos was at the rally today and talked to people directly affected by this decision.
Callan, more than 100 people rallied in response to President Trump's decision that dropped federal protections for transgender students in schools. But many people at the rally today say this isn't just about bathrooms. It's about basic human rights.
Trans rights! Trans rights! Human rights! Human rights!
Dozens of people gathered in Niagara Square, holding signs in support of transgender students.
Transgender youth are already under enough pressure and enough turmoil in their lives because 1 out of 2 transgender children will attempt suicide by the time they reach the age 18.
As a straight ally, I feel everybody deserves to feel like they belong.
It's not really about bathrooms, it's about how you identify and where you belong.
People rallied in response to President Trump's reversal of the transgender bathroom policy for students. The decision takes away federal protections that allow students to use bathrooms that match their gender identity. For Dylan Schlosser, it hits close to home.
Going into a bathroom was always fearful for me, and before I was transitioning, I didn't feel comfortable in either bathroom because in both people would glare at me or give me looks or something.
Schlosser says the decision makes an already vulnerable population even more vulnerable.
Bathrooms are a public place, and if you're saying that someone can't access a certain public space, then you're saying that they don't belong in public.
It's about basic human dignity. It's about people being able to live the lives that were born to live.
Here in New York State, there are protections for transgender youth. Last week, Governor Cuomo sent a letter to the state education department saying that regardless of action in Washington, the rights and protections that are extended to all students in the state will remain unchanged under state law. In the studio, Angela Christoforos, News 4 at 11.
News 4 first showed you this video on our social media pages last night. The person who took it says it shows former Sabres winger and Junior Sabres coach Andrew Peters getting involved in this fight. Today, Buffalo Junior Sabres suspended Peters from his position indefinitely. Buffalo police are investigating the incident. Police tell us the altercation broke out yesterday afternoon at a 15U Junior Sabres game at the Harbor Center. Peters is seen in this video among a group of players standing outside the rink. You can see a fight break out between 2 players. That's when one jumps towards the bench, as you see right there. Seconds later, you see an adult get involved from the bench. Now, Buffalo Junior Sabres president Kevin Adams released that statement today saying, quote, "We are very disappointed in the series of events that unfolded during the 15U Buffalo Junior Sabres game on Saturday. We are currently reviewing the situation and in the meantime have suspended head coach Andrew Peters indefinitely until this matter is resolved." Peters was drafted by Buffalo in 1998 and had an 11-year career in the NHL. He currently co-hosts The Instigators, a hockey talk show on WGR.
So the Jacks take a 3-goal lead with 39.4 seconds to go. Whoa! And there is
An Erie Community College hockey player is in trouble tonight. This video from a live stream of the game shows an ECC player leaving the bench and knocking a ref off his skates at the NJCAA ice hockey tournament. It was the championship game at SUNY Broome. The SUNY Broome Public Safety Office confirms the player was involved in an incident at the game. was being detained and is being processed right now on charges. ECC faced Dakota College at Bottineau and lost 7-4. Now, the NJCAA responded to the incident tonight, saying in part they, quote, will take all necessary steps to gather as much information from tournament officials and local authorities regarding violations to the association's sportsmanship code. They also said, quote, this type of behavior will not be tolerated in the NJCAA. The CBS affiliate in Binghamton, WBNG, spoke to the ref tonight, who says he's sore but okay. UB police have increased patrols on North Campus after a woman reported being sexually assaulted in her dorm room early this morning. UB sent out an alert to students around 4:30 this morning, saying a woman claims she was assaulted in her Porter Hall dorm room, which is part of the Ellicott campus. The woman described her attacker as a Hispanic college-aged man with dark brown hair cut close to his head. He has a tattoo on his right arm, she said. He was wearing earrings and possibly a pink tank top. Anyone with information should call University Police at 645-2222. A City of Tonawanda man faces felony charges after police say he tried attacking his brother with a knife. Police say this man, 43-year-old Harry Munoz, was arrested following an altercation. Police say him and his brother got into a fight, which escalated to Munoz chasing his brother outside and attempting to stab him. Another person grabbed Munoz from behind, causing him to fall. His charges rose to a felony status because he has a previous felony burglary conviction. Turning now to take a look outside. It's been a chilly night across western New York. This is a live look over downtown Buffalo. It's pretty quiet out there, but you can see the camera shaking. Definitely some wind out there, Andrew.
Yeah, the breeze has been picking up tonight a bit, Callan, and I tell you what, it'll be felt tonight if you're going to be out late or out early tomorrow morning. Those wind chills down in the 20s and even some upper teens at times, but these winds are bringing some milder temperatures to start off the week tomorrow. Here's a look at where our temperatures are at right now. Still sub-freezing south of Buffalo, 30 in Springville, some upper 20s in the southern tier, but around the metro, we've actually been seeing those temperatures climbing the past couple of hours. 34 now in Buffalo, 38 up in Niagara Falls. And again, it's because of that breeze coming out of the south and southwest. Pretty blustery, though. 15 to 20 miles an hour, some wind gusts near 30 miles an hour overnight tonight. And that's bringing those wind chills, as I mentioned, down into the upper teens and low 20s. So it does feel pretty cold out there right now, but here's what those temperatures are going to do. Overnight, they'll actually continue to rise a bit. And by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, should be in the mid-30s and pretty much everywhere just about, or if not above, freezing. For that Monday morning commute, I anticipate no weather problems. Getting into the afternoon, we do rebound back into the mid-40s. So not quite as warm as last week, but milder than we should be for this time of year. Overall, a very nice start to the week there. Temperatures in the 40s. That breeze does back off in the afternoon with some sunshine around. Coming up in my full 4 and forecast, we'll look beyond your Monday to a roller coaster of a week ahead in terms of temperatures. And we do have more wet weather to tell you about coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks, Andrew. A 25-year-old man faces several charges, including first-degree vehicular negligence resulting in injury. This after authorities say he drove his truck into a crowd of people at a Mardi Gras parade in New Orleans. Police say Nielsen Rizzuto was highly intoxicated when he drove into the crowd, injuring 28 people. This is video from the aftermath of the crash. 21 people were taken to the hospital. 7 others did not want medical treatment. Authorities say this does not appear to be a case of terrorism. Police say up to 100 headstones were vandalized at a Jewish cemetery in northeast Philadelphia now. This happened this morning at Mount Carmel Cemetery in the Wissesnoming section of the city. The incident comes less than 2 weeks after another Philadelphia Jewish cemetery was vandalized. The damage also comes less than a week after 150 headstones were vandalized in St. Louis, Missouri.
So I can say that after 4 weeks, it's been a lot of fun. But we've accomplished almost everything we've started out to accomplish.
President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump hosted the annual Governor's Ball at the White House tonight. The theme of this event was Spring's Renewal, a metaphor for the White House coming to life. The ball wasn't all glitz and glam. President Trump focused on hot topics like health care and securing the border. Meanwhile, the president's nominee for Secretary of the Navy, Philip Bilden, withdrew his name from consideration. Wendy Gillette has the latest.
The nation's governors greeted President Trump with a standing ovation as he hosted them at the White House for the annual Governor's Ball.
We're very happy with the way things are working. And again, we've made a lot of promises over the last 2 years, and many of those promises already are kept.
He briefly mentioned reworking the Affordable Care Act.
Obamacare has had tremendous problems. I won't say in front of the Democrats, I'll just say it to the Republicans. It doesn't work, but we're going to have it fixed.
The president has another problem to deal with. His pick for Secretary of the Navy withdrew his name for consideration Sunday night. Philip Bilden says he's concerned about privacy and had difficulty separating himself from his business interests. The White House had strongly denied reports, including one by CBS earlier this month, that said the nomination might be in trouble. As the president hits back against negative news reports and leaks within his administration, he tweeted Saturday that he won't attend the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner.
I think it's kind of naive of us to think that we can all walk into a room for a couple of hours and pretend that some of that tension isn't there.
A new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll shows 44% of Americans approve of how President Trump is doing his job, a record low for a new president. 48% disapprove. The president will deliver his first speech to Congress Tuesday night. Wendy Gillette for CBS News.
Still to come at 11, Dance Fever. Oscar-nominated film La La Land is doing more than just winning awards. Find out how it's affecting local dance studios.